Because people seem to have less and less time, because there are more and more ways to spend your free time, I thought it'd be a good idea to share with you why I think the John Jordan series is worth some of your time. It occurred to me that if I was going to have the audacity to tell you that I think the John Jordan series is valuable and worthwhile and worth your time, even given all your entertainment options, that I should be able to tell you why. But not only am I going to tell you why I think you should, I'm going to tell you why the readers of the John Jordan series think you should. I don't just write mystery series, I read them. And as a fan of mystery series, I have been studying what works and what doesn't. My goal is for each John Jordan book to be better than the one that came before it. One reviewer once described my series as page turners with soul. And that's what I'm going for. I want to write an engaging mystery thriller that causes you to turn the pages very quickly, that makes you want to read faster and faster to find out what's going to happen next and to find out who done it. But I also want to make it where it's thought-provoking and that it causes you to reflect on life, reflect on meaning, reflect on purpose, reflect on culture, reflect on what's going on in the world today, reflect on what's going on in your world. I wouldn't write a John Jordan book if I didn't have something to say. I wait until I'm inspired to write a John Jordan book. That's my commitment as a writer. That's my commitment to you as a reader. And I take that very seriously. Another reason why I think you should read the John Jordan series is that it is a long series. So if you like the series, you'll have plenty to read. And although it is a series, you can pick up any book and start there. Another reason I think you should read the John Jordan series is that even though it is a long series, there are no two books that are just alike. I am not writing the same book over and over again. And though there are familiar and similar elements in each book, there's also things that are very different in terms of style, in terms of story, in terms of character. I feel like that if you enjoy one of the books in this series, you will enjoy them all. But I do feel like they're all different. As a reader, I appreciate when a writer respects me, when he or she respects my time, my intelligence, my desire to be entertained and enlightened and inspired. And that's what I try to do. I try to do that with every single book. Every single book give you something that is inspiring, that is entertaining, that is engaging, that will cause you to maybe see the world a little differently, that will cause you to, maybe in some small way, be a better person, be a fuller person, be a more well-rounded person when you finish the book than you were before you began it. Of course, the John Jordan series isn't for everyone. No series is. No book is. But if you like mysteries, if you like smart, thoughtful mysteries, then I think the John Jordan series is for you. I think the John Jordan series offers something that no other series does. I think you'll get a good mystery that will cause you to wonder who done it. I think you'll get a surprise ending, that the actual revelation of who's behind the murder will be more often than not surprising to you. Over the years, over the 19 books in this series, I have been incorporating a lot of true crime into these books. They're still fiction. These are novels, but I have incorporated a lot of true crime into them. I use true crime in two different ways in the John Jordan series. One is I actually use true crime, the actual facts of true crime cases. For instance, in Blood Work, I take the true crime case of Ted Bundy and cause it to intersect with the fictitious characters of the novel. This is a marriage of true crime and fiction. It's a murder mystery novel that has true crime in it. Another way, as in the case of Cold Blood, true crime inspires the story. True crime facts are not in the novel like the way they are in Innocent Blood or Blood Work. Innocent Blood involves the Atlanta child murders, and Blood Work involves Ted Bundy. But in Cold Blood, I take an actual true life, unsolved murder mystery and let it inspire what happens in Cold Blood. So I use the Maura Murray case to inspire the events of Cold Blood. Another reason I think you should give the John Jordan Mystery Series a try is that I actually lived the research. John Jordan is a prison chaplain. I was a prison chaplain with the state of Florida for nearly a decade. And every single day that I worked in the Department of Corrections, I got to live my research. So that brings a certain level of authenticity and realism to the series. In addition to being a prison chaplain, John Jordan is also a sheriff's investigator. One of my dear friends is the sheriff of the county where I live, and it's actually the county where John Jordan lives. and the sheriff's department where John Jordan works. So my consultant for the series is the sheriff of the actual county where the series is set. I could go on, but basically I'm saying give John Jordan a try. I think you'll be glad you did. These are fast-paced, thrilling mysteries with surprise endings, page-turners with soul. But of course, I think you should read the John Jordan series. It's my series. I'm pouring myself into it, and I'm working very hard on it, so of course I think you should read it. But now I'm going to tell you why readers of the John Jordan series say you should give it a try. Julie says, we have a flawed hero who manages to do right in spite of himself. We can all relate to him. Thank you, Julie. Jackie says, I'd say that they are the most amazing, intriguing books and mystery that I've read in a while. Wow, Jackie, thank you. Once you start reading them, it's impossible to put them down. Thank you, Jackie. Yvonne says, I would tell them about the deeply ethical elements of the characters. Elaine says, I would say that each John Jordan novel has a nicely paced storyline with believable characters which build toward an ending which is difficult to guess. The main characters are not perfect, and their problems and difficulties can be related to, which helps to make them more real. Thank you. Jan from Israel says, if I am recommending the John Jordan series to someone who likes detective stories and mysteries, I would say it's simply an excellent example of the genre. Good writing, good crafting, good stories. What else would anyone want? Background music? Thank you, Jan. Sean says, this guy can write. He is as able a craftsman as artist and is in the company of the finest of the crime, drama, whodunit thriller authors of the last 100 years. Wow. Thank you, Sean. Larry says, Dear Mr. Lister, every book you have written that I have read is one of my favorites, so I'm not much help there. If pressed, I would say Innocent Blood. The twist there was built really well, and the story was especially powerful. I have already recommended you to others as an author, and the John Jordan series in particular, because they are well-written mysteries with salient and thoughtful, provoking, bigger ideas woven expertly into the novels. Thank you, Larry. Charles says, John Jordan novels are well-crafted. Mr. Lister writes plots which are detailed and interesting. The novels are suspenseful and riveting. They pull me in. These are the cannot-put-down books most readers seek. Thank you, Charles. Linda says, I have recommended this series to many people. Not only is the series unique, I love it when you combine real-life cases with the Jordan world. Ted Bundy, JonBenet Ramsey, etc. Thanks, Linda. Bernice says, I tell them if they like whodunits, ones that keep you guessing right up until the end, then they need to read your books. Your books flow so nicely. They are true page turners. Well, thank you very much. Ian says these are modern day whodunits, intricate plots, believable characters, contemporary setting, and you can never guess the outcome. Thank you, Ian. Sammy says John Jordan is a fascinating character and the books are packed with mystery and adventure. Picking my favorite John Jordan book is a little harder to answer because I've enjoyed them all. So I guess my answer will have to be Bloodstone, Blood Trail, and Bloodshed because they are the latest and they just keep getting better and better. I had so many readers write in to tell me why they think you should read the John Jordan series. Far too many for me to include them all. So I just picked a few that I think represent what most of them said. I think I'll read just one more. Sue says, I would say people should read the John Jordan series because the books are written by none other than an extremely accomplished author thank you, who knows how to capture a reader and keep the reader glued to the pages until the very end, and that the author makes every single thing in his books work together. Beautifully written characters, plot, storyline, etc., and streamlined writing to provide a wonderful, exciting, fulfilling, and satisfied reading experience. So that's why I and readers of the John Jordan series think maybe you should give them a try, and I hope you will.